We all face moments that test us, moments when the path forward feels impossible. Today's guest knows that more than most. He lived his dream as a UFC fighter, then received a diagnosis that could have ended everything. But his story isn't about what he lost, it's about what he found. March is MS Awareness Month, and Alberto Crane joins us with a message about what it really means to go all in. Let's welcome author and mixed martial artist Alberto Crane. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you so much.
Okay, Alberto, what gave you courage to build a career as a UFC fighter way back when?
I never thought I'd be fighting in the cage, MMA, but I fell in love with jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And one thing led to another. I loved the way it made me feel. It brought out the best in me, and I pursued it. I went all in. I moved to Brazil. I was one of the first Americans to get their black belts in Brazil and really in the world. And I wanted to test myself in the cage and see if this jiu-jitsu stuff works. And so I got to fight on pretty early on in the scene, and I started with one and sold some tickets, so they wanted me to go again, and I kept fighting and got some titles and kept going, And it's been a lot of fun, the process, the wins and losses, and it's been an amazing journey.
Awesome. You were at the peak of your career when you received a diagnosis that changed everything. Can you share how you began to process the news like that? That had to be tough.
So every 5 years in California and Nevada, they make you do a brain MRI to get your fight license. And the second one that I did after 5 years of fighting in the UFC, they found these lesions in my brain, and they said, "Hey, listen, we need to talk to you. You can't fight. We can't license you to fight." They did more tests, and then they said, "Sorry, it looks like you have multiple sclerosis." And they gave me a stack of drug catalogs and asked me which ones I wanted to take. And then as I looked into it, it said it may or may not help me, but there's going to be side effects, right? So I was like, okay, let me maybe find another way, right? And then I also asked the doctor, can I do jiu-jitsu tournaments still? And so he said, sure, there's no brain damage in that, so it's okay. And so that's how I was able to compete. And so because of that, because I had that, that outlet, I signed up for my jiu-jitsu tournament, and I ended up going on a world tour. I thought maybe in like 6 months, I'm not going to be able to do jiu-jitsu anymore. And so I was like, well, I might as well go out on my shield, and traveled all around the world, like literally like Brazil, Amazon, the Middle East, Asia, all over Europe, and had a spiritual moment that made me believe that I can win. And the next steps were, finding the solution for that.
Yeah, and your new book titled All In, Lessons on and Off the Mat is filled with wisdom that you've collected all along the way. What's a message that you want our readers to take away?
I think to never give up, right? And I think, the book is titled All In, and so committing to whatever you're doing. And I think part of that is not accepting like losing. You can still lose, but you can still, fight to win. And I think if it's one thing, it's me making up my mind of whatever I'm going to do. If it's jiu-jitsu, martial arts, if it's MMA, if it's business ventures. And I think it's setting a goal and doing it, making it happen, or die trying to do it. And so I think that's the same mindset I have with approaching MS or facing it. Instead of running from it, I face it. I run towards the bullets, I guess. And I'm committed to living my best life. And I feel like the best is yet to come.
Yeah, incredible story, and you sharing it is gonna help other people out. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for having me.
And you can purchase your copy of All In, Lessons on and Off the Mat, where books are sold, and find out more by heading on over to albertocrane.com.